Okay, we will now begin, if you will, on the second religion of the night, which is called Jainism. Jainism, Jainism. We will mostly focus, if you will, on the orthodox form of Jainism. Okay, not the more reformed, but the orthodox view of Jainism. First of all, they believe in nonviolence, no violence whatsoever. They basically live an ascetic life, ASCETIC lifestyle. They live an ascetic lifestyle, and they believe you need perfect knowledge. Okay, now it's mostly found in India today. Jainists and Jainism do not believe, or they do not look to one founding person. They do not look to one founding father like Buddhism does with Gautama. Okay, they do believe in Tirthankars, Tirthankaras, which were people who have come along who have given new meaning and new ideas. They also call these Tirthankaras ford makers, which means they are river crossers. They make the way available for people who are following behind them, if you will. They were and they still are giants, Jains, who provide a way to a new life. Okay, there is somebody that was very important to the giants. His name is Vardhmana, Vardhmana. He is the last of the giants, or the ford makers, or the Tirthankras. He was an ascetic wanderer for 13 years. He wandered just basically without anything to his name, and he wandered for 13 years until he achieved what he called Kavala, Kevala, Kavala, which is a complete and perfect knowledge that leads to liberation at death. Again, they believe in samsara. They believe in that wheel that you keep going around and around and around on until you finally reach a certain point. They believe that he achieved Kavala, which is that liberation from samsara. Let's begin with a teaching of the teachings of Jainism. The two of the biggest are ahimsa, Ahimsa, and asceticism. Ahimsa, Ahimsa, means pure, unchangeable, eternal law. Again, it means pure, unchangeable, eternal law. Basically means that you should bring no harm, you should bring no injury to any human and or animal. And some very strict believers in Jainism believe you're not even supposed to bring harm to atomic particles. However, you might be able to do that. In Jainism, there are three core practices. Number one, nonviolence. Nonviolence, compassion, and forgiveness are the key to their particular religion. Jains, Jains, again, are vegetarians. They don't eat meat because they don't believe in bringing harm to an animal. The second thing, there's a core of their practices, non-absolutism. Non-absolutism, which means they encourage giants to dialogue with other faiths. They say we're not maybe not being the only faith there really is. You might want to dialogue with others. They also believe in non-possessiveness. They believe there needs to be a balance between what you need and what you desire. They believe in what's called this cosmic cycles of generation. It's like a wheel with spokes. And if you've ever seen a wheel with spokes, like on a bicycle or something like that, the three upper spokes of the wheel represent the golden age of prosperity. Okay? But then that wheel turns and it moves and it goes in a new direction. And when it moves, there's a gradual decline until you reach the three next spokes, which is a moral depravity. The wheel reaches moral depravity. The world reaches moral depravity. And then the wheel begins to move upward again. And according to Jainism, each of these 6 stages lasts for 20, I love this, 21,000 years. There is the ideal of Loka, Loka, which is the universe. And according to Jainism, the universe has no beginning and it has no end. It believes there is no creator. It always has existed and it always will exist. Now, since we're talking about existence, let's talk about the categories of existence. First of all, there's Jiva, Jiva. To Jains, those are the living, those things that are living. And then there's Ajiva, Ajiva, the non-living. Jivas are souls that have no form, but they interact with the atoms of the body. Isn't that interesting? They interact with the atoms of the body. All jivas are equal no matter the size of the body that it inhabits. Now, the truth of the matter is, I'm coming from a biological background. My college degree was in biology and chemistry. I understand Jainism has a good grasp on general biology. They also believe in liberation and salvation. And liberation and salvation does not depend on a deity. Some would actually say that Jainism is an atheistic religion. But some Jains do believe in deities who inhabit the heavens. So you might really say that Jainism is more transtheistic, that they're not necessarily one major deity over another. There's just a lot of deities out there. Jains do believe in karma and the human condition. And again, there are two major categories, Jiva, which is the soul, and the Ajiva, which is matter. In other words, the soul is a part of the matter that makes up the body. The Jiva is the pure, formless, but it's pure and formless, but it becomes intertwined with the impure matter, and that happens when a human is born. The Jiva becomes, if you will, intertwined with the Ajiva, and a human is born. For Jainists, karma is a process where matter, things out there in the world, dirties the soul. Immoral actions dirty the soul even more than virtuous actions bring only light. It's just a quantity of matter. Kevala, Kevala, is the quest for a heavenly rebirth. Rebirth means immediately after death there is a rebirth. Let's talk about for a second the history of Jainism. It's mostly practiced in India, and today that's where it's mostly practiced. There are very few outside of India. There are only 5.6 million Jainists today, so it's not a very big religion. We're going to finish up. We're going to talk about the Jainism as a way of life. It's not a very big religion, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of time to talk about it. Digambara, Digambara. It means sky-clad. They're monks, and this is really fascinating. Their monks walk around naked. Now, when I've been to Haiti twice to work with, work with churches and children in Haiti, and I remember going down a mountain one time in one of the rickety buses we were riding on, and I was watching a man walk along, and he was naked as all get outs. He was totally naked, and he never felt any shame or anything like that. That's the way he did things. And it's the same thing with Jainism. Digambara means that their monks walk around totally naked, but their nuns do not. They wear simple white garments. In Jainism, there are 5 great vows, VOWS, that they have to be taken by, especially by monks and by nuns. Avoid inflicting violence. Ahimsa, Ahimsa, avoid inflicting violence on other life forms. Abstain from lying. Do not take what has not been given to you. Renounce sexual activity. Now, in that situation, you have to begin to wonder how in the world does the religion continue to make anything, or how does it continue to grow if there's no sexual activity and no babies are born into the religion? Who knows? That's why there's not very many of them. You also have to renounce possessions. Women in Jainism are afforded positions. They can be like nuns, or they can go into something to that effect. Laity in Jainism always take care of the nuns, and they always take care of the monks. Religious locations, Jainists again are to make one pilgrimage a year to a sacred shrine in Jainism, much like Islam has to go to Mecca one time in their lifetime, but this is once a year. Jainists have to make a pilgrimage to a sacred shrine that's been designated by the Jainists. Now, again, I just want to kind of remind you that we will start in 2 weeks from today. I will be doing two more religions. We'll be doing Sikhism and Shinto. Next week, I will not be doing a lecture. You take time to work on your paper. Take time to study. I hope you all have a great time. I hope you have a great week. I will see you in 2 weeks with the next lecture. Thank you, guys.